What's up, Zinger Nation and Moon or Bust Mob? How are y'all doing today? I hope you're having a good Monday afternoon. My name is Logan Ross, and this is Moon or Bust, your home for all things altcoins and decentralized finance. I'm joined today by my two wonderful guest hosts. We have the DeFi developer, Brian Moir, and real-life Layer 2 enthusiast, Ryan McNamara. How are you guys doing today?
Just dandy.
Doing good. Happy Monday.
Yeah, happy Monday to everyone out there. So we've got a great show for you planned today. We're going to be talking about the recent Meebit sale, talking to SPACs Attack Chris Catchy, and then we're going to be interviewing the CMO of Okaycoin, the exchange. And of course, we're going to be doing the Moon or Bust segment where we take your cryptos and we give them a Moon or Bust rating. If you're excited for today's show, let us know by smashing the like button and dropping a comment about the crypto projects you're looking at this week. And while you're down there, make sure to subscribe to the Benzinga crypto specific YouTube channel. It's the first link in the description below. And join the Telegram if you want a 25% off on the Moon or Bust merch. You can see right here, it's got the ETH hat in. It's embroidered with the Moon or Bust logo on the side. So you can rep your favorite coin. We also have a Bitcoin hat, a Shiba hat, a Doge hat. So whatever team you're on, you can rep. And also, as always, make sure to follow us on Twitter. But let's get right into the news today. So there was a recent record sale of a Meebit. Went for 1,000 ETH. Ryan, you want to give us the story here?
Yeah, sure. So Meebits are NFTs. They're made by Larva Labs. If you guys aren't familiar with Larva Labs, they're the company that made CryptoPunks that exploded this year. So they recently made Meebits, which is like a 3D version of CryptoPunks, but there's 20,000 of them instead of 10,000 of them. There was a Dutch auction for these a couple months back. The lowest one sold for about 2.4 ETH. But if you got them on auction, you weren't sure which one you were going to get. You were just going to get a randomly generated Meebit. And now the price floor is just under 2 ETH for them, but some of them are selling for really big money. Let me pull up my screen and show you guys what they look like here. Let me go to a window. Entire screen, I guess.
So we talked to G Money NFT last Wednesday, and he told us all about CryptoPunks. I'm sure you guys know about CryptoPunks. There's 10,000 of them, and they're reselling for stupid amounts. The price floor is in the tens of thousands of US dollars. But the same company, Larva Labs, as Ryan just said, created a secondary product called Meebits. There's 20,000 of them, so they're still super limited. And I'll show you Ryan's screen here.
Yeah, so these ones here, these are the cheaper ones. They're like 1.5 ETH. You can see I have them sorted by price low to high. So you can pick one up for 1.5 ETH. These aren't really all that rare. They're just regular Meebits, but they do have rare Meebits. So they have pig Meebits. Those ones are pretty rare. This one's on auction for 1.76. It won't be selling for 1.76. I've been tracking the sales of these. Pigs are going for right around 10 ETH, but they are rare. So the double pig, this is the rarest Meebit there is. This is the one that sold for 1,000 ETH. So you can see it here. It's a Meebit that's a pig, and it has 2 snouts and 3 eyes.
2 snouts. Oh my goodness.
So 1,000 ETH.
No wonder
what even is that? That's like $2 million. So that's just ludicrous. But there are a lot of different types. It's pretty cool to see. So the rarest type in general is actually dissected. There's one double pig, but pigs are pretty rare as well. And the dissected Meebits you can see here, they're kind of just translucent. There's 5 of them. There's a few for sale, but you're going to have to cough up 2,800 ETH if you want one of those. Not super realistic. But yeah, as you can see, there's elephants. Elephants are more rare than the pigs. It's kind of cool just to look at like what the price floor is, what each are going for. And like I said, these are algorithmically generated NFTs. So you go here and like each face is either like a human, a robot, an elephant, a pig. And then it can have hats, different types of clothes, chains. Some even have tattoos. So there's a bunch of different things to look at. And it's not always like the rarest ones are worth the most. It's more just which ones are coveted the most, because each one's unique. So like technically speaking, they're all like kind of the same rarity. But of course, there's different species that are more rare than others. And then there's more coveted traits. Like for example, like the 3D glasses you see on CryptoPunks, they're on some of these Meebits, and those ones go for extra money. So yeah, it's definitely something really cool. I've been tracking the market. I want to pick one up, hopefully, if I can find a good deal on one. And yeah, I mean, they're pretty cool. What do you guys think about these Meebits?
I don't really know much about them. This is the first time I'm kind of learning about it. I know about this whole kind of, I guess, style of NFTs, which I think is pretty cool. I don't really know much about them, but Larva Labs, they hit it huge. So I'd say anything they do is worth an investment.
Yeah, definitely. And Chris is here, and I know he has some thoughts about these as well. So I'm going to bring him on right now. Hey, Chris, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Happy to be here on Moon or Bust. I'm rocking the Moon or Bust t-shirt. If you guys are watching and you don't have this shirt yet, this is one of my favorite shirts. So go grab this in the merch store right now.
Yeah, no, thank you for that plug. Thanks for coming on. What do you think about the Meebit wave and the CryptoPunk wave?
Yeah, the Meebit wave is crazy. I actually just wrote an article about Cool Cats. Cool Cats, they minted at 0.02 ETH, and now they're going for an average of 0.66. Multiple sales over 1 ETH. So, that was July 1st. So in 11 days, those things have already, rocketed in valuation, which is crazy that all these new NFT projects are really picking up again. So I keep trying to get into some of them, but I seem to be late. Trying to get into some of them, on the mint day. But otherwise, like Ryan said, just watching the sales and seeing, when to get in here.
So Ryan, what's the price floor on the Meebits right now, and what's the price floor on CryptoPunks?
Meebits are around 1.6 ETH. CryptoPunks are, I think, last time I checked, it was around 18, 19 ETH.
Jeez, that's crazy. So do you see Meebits getting anywhere near that level in the future?
I think there's always going to be more demand for CryptoPunks. I think that's kind of the pinnacle NFT at this point. Something everybody wants. I think Meebits are a little bit more accessible. But the way that Meebits are made, there could be more demand for Meebits far off in the future in the metaverse, because they're 3D and you can actually use them as your avatar, say in Decentralized or the Sandbox. Whereas CryptoPunks, you could make it into an avatar, but like we saw with G Money, you have to kind of go through and distort the art and make it into something that it really isn't as the NFT.
Right. Whereas the Meebits, it's already like a 3D character that you can probably have implemented into some games and just work right off the bat. It'd be cool if we could see like a Meebit in Minecraft or in Fortnite or something in the future. It's definitely on the cards. We'll definitely be coming to the blockchain games first. Yeah, that's my thoughts on the NFT situation. We can move on to the SPAC deal unless you guys have any other comments. All right, cool.
I'm here for the SPAC.
If you are here for the Chris Catchy SPAC Attack takeover, smash the like button. Let us know. And so, Chris, if I'm understanding this right, so the Bullish Global is a company that's backed by Peter Thiel, and they are going public via SPAC for around $9 billion. Could you fill us in on the situation here?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to. Yeah. So Bullish is backed by Block One. So they announced a merger with Far Peak Acquisition. So that's a publicly traded SPAC, ticker FPAC. So valuing the company at $9 billion. It's interesting, though, because Bloomberg originally reported this rumor and said that the listed deal price could be $12 billion, but the falling price of Bitcoin changed the value. So along with the backing, Block One invested $400 million in the company and also put up 164,000 Bitcoin. So they're essentially backing the company with, a huge Bitcoin stake valued at, around $6 billion. So really the $9 billion deal, it's $6 billion worth of Bitcoin. And then $3 billion is kind of attributed to this new trading platform that Bullish is hoping to launch, and use that liquidity. So they said that they want to launch a revolutionary regulated cryptocurrency exchange that offers yield for digital assets. So, right now they're saying that people that provide liquidity don't get enough rewards, and they want to change that. So yeah, Peter Thiel, the founder of PayPal and Palantir, he's an investor in the company. Galaxy Digital is an investor in the company. So it's got some big backers. And then the SPAC that's taking them public was founded by Thomas Farley, who actually was the president of the New York Stock Exchange. And he was an investor in Coinbase back in 2015. And he's been pretty bullish on Bitcoin. So this is a pretty interesting deal. Also, highly valued. I actually saw a Twitter post from the CEO of FTX also talking about, is this almost like a micro strategy play where, you're essentially investing in the Bitcoin holdings that they own. So, rather than having to just go buy Bitcoin, in a wallet, you could buy stock of this company and kind of, benefit from the rising valuation of Bitcoin. So, the liquidity platform, I'm not as familiar with as you guys. You guys are the crypto experts. So I think that's kind of to be seen what happens there. But the big thing here is, almost $6 billion worth of Bitcoin, part of this SPAC deal.
Yeah, and Chris, what was the ticker for that SPAC one more time?
Yep, so it's FPAC.
Boom. Okay, Aaron, Brian, there you go. And yeah, so the exchange that they're releasing later this year, is the focus of it is to have huge liquidity for these institutional investors that often get scared off by low liquidity. They want to have that safety guarantee of being able to cash out should they want to. So that's why we're seeing so much money go into this deal and so much Bitcoin as well. It'll be interesting to see how they are able to compete with already existing like those big exchanges. I know Coinbase has an institutional arm. So it'll be curious. I'm curious to see where this goes, but with the backing they have and the funding they have, I'm sure they'll be able to put up a good fight.
Yeah, they compare themselves to Coinbase and Backed and a couple others in the presentation. The other thing that people have pointed out is with Peter Thiel being an investor, is there any synergies with Palantir and connecting that huge, data platform that they have and some of their, customers and partners? Can they trade off with that? So that could be the difference here with Peter Thiel, being a backer here. What do you guys think?
Well, not only that, I'm kind of hung up on the 164,000 Bitcoin. Like that's much more than any of these exchanges have on their platforms right now. That's a huge amount of liquidity to have on one single platform.
Yeah. I couldn't say it better than either of you. You've already pretty much said all the points I was going to bring up. So, keep it going.
Yeah, it seems like that would be a huge benefit to have that much Bitcoin. Like I said, MicroStrategy, right, with Michael Saylor. They've been raising money left and right to buy more Bitcoin, and people have invested in MicroStrategy along the way. And you're not investing in the software business of MicroStrategy at this point. You're investing in the Bitcoin holdings that they have, as a way to play the valuation rise. So I think with the SPAC deal, you kind of get, two benefits. You get the possible exchange, and like you guys said, if that can compete with Coinbase and some of the others with, the high liquidity, that could be huge. But also you get that huge, Bitcoin holding, so you're kind of playing, two growth areas if you really believe in the growth of, Bitcoin and crypto overall.
Yeah, that's a great play. And I saw an interview with Benjamin Cowan and Michael Saylor the other week. And Michael Saylor was explaining that for publicly traded companies to get their hands on some Bitcoin and put it on their balance sheets, it could take anywhere between 6 months to a year. So now that the prices have corrected, the market has corrected, the institutions are probably now going to be starting to move in. And so, but the prices won't catch up to that. We won't see the orders going through for maybe 6 to 12 months, like Saylor said. So having this SPAC and having MicroStrategies is a quick way for these companies to get exposure to that BTC volatility.
Agreed. And a great way to do it too.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah, I think this was a great deal. And like I said, a couple weeks ago, this was going to value the company at $12 billion. And, with the fall in Bitcoin, the SPAC gets a $9 billion deal. So essentially, if Bitcoin starts to rise, shares of this SPAC should trade higher because it's based on that price point of Bitcoin, at the $9 billion deal price. So I think that's another benefit here to shareholders.
Very cool how we're seeing all these fun, new, and creative ways for people to get this Bitcoin exposure until it's more regulated by the government. They're really dragging their feet on that. I can't wait till we see these Bitcoin ETFs. Chris, do you have any thoughts on the Bitcoin ETF situation?
I really thought we'd see some get approved here, but it just seems like every time they file, the SEC tries to delay. ARK filed for one, and I kind of thought, between ARK and Fidelity and some of the bigger names, we'd really start to see, you know, the process change. Because before it was some of the smaller ETF groups, the lesser well-known ones. And now you're seeing the big boys, right, want a piece of it. And I really thought that would help. But it just seems like the SEC wants to try to delay what it can in the crypto field because, you know, they've tried to delay other areas and haven't been as successful. So this is one way where they can kind of stop that progress.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Now, Chris, do you know if there's any update on ARK Invest ETF? I know they applied for it, but are they just waiting to hear back right now?
Yeah, so they applied for it, and there hasn't been an update that it got approved. Whereas typically, like when they file the ETFs, they're ready to go within the 72, I think it is, 72-day window. But here with that ETF, they're essentially playing the waiting game first before that countdown kind of begins, is my understanding. So, you know, again, Kathy Wood, she's been very bullish on Bitcoin and crypto. No surprise that ARK filed for the ETF, but I just don't think we see it, you know, in the near term. Maybe by the end of the year, we finally get, you know, a real Bitcoin ETF. But I just feel like it's until we get the official news, it's just not going to happen here.
What about the Grayscale? Yeah, I thought they had multiple different ETFs that were approved, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, so Grayscale is a little bit different. It's technically not an ETF. It trades over the counter and it's a trust. Gotcha. So instead of being an exchange traded fund, it's a trust that holds the Bitcoin. So, I mean, very similar to an ETF, and that's why it's so popular, right? So GBTC is the ticker, trades over the counter. You're paying a bit of a premium, right? So you're not getting the Bitcoin at the cost. You're paying, I think it's like 1.5%.
It's actually hefty.
Yeah, it's pretty hefty for, I mean, a normal ETF is way less than that. So, you know, but that's a good way to play it. But yeah, that one kind of snuck in there, you know, around the regulation. And Grayscale, they filed more. They've got the Ethereum one. And Brian, to your point, I think they filed for more, even some altcoin trust funds going forward. So, yeah.
Yeah, they definitely have. There's a little bit of a controversy with them because they were saying that the returns aren't as high for the fee you have to pay for it, and they were like pocketing part of it. It's a whole big thing, but yeah, they're real quick, and like you said, they're kind of sneaky with it. I wouldn't go with the Grayscale one just because of what we just said. I mean, that's not the best way to get into crypto, but if you're wanting to break in, you know, it's an option.
Yeah, it's kind of like the beginner stage, right? Like if you don't have a wallet, if you don't follow crypto, if you just want to invest, you know, with your stock account, your IRA, you know, GBTC can be one of those easy ways where essentially you're paying a premium, but it's super easy to buy, right? And you just tuck it away and hope that the valuation increases over time.
Yeah, and I don't think that the GBTC is aimed at like the traditional retail investor per se. It's more for those IRA accounts and more for the institutions that they can't just set up a Coinbase account like the retail trader can. But yeah, Chris, thank you so much for coming on. We'll have to have you on again. Loved your insights today.
Of course.
We'll see you soon.
All right. Smash that like, guys, and don't forget about your merch.
It's a really comfy shirt, I will say. They are very
I love this thing. I love this thing.
Yeah.
Make sure you go get one. You too, Chris. See ya.
Thanks, bud.
Alrighty, so that was the news for today. Next up, we have the interview with Hyder from Okaycoin. Hyder, I see you're backstage there. Welcome to the stream. How you doing today?
I am well. Hi, guys.
Hey, so thank you so much for coming on. If you could just give us a little bit of background on yourself, how you got into crypto, and how you joined the Okaycoin team.
Yeah, quick background. I think I started my career on Madison Avenue. So I, traditional marketing advertising guy back in, mid 2000s, 2006, and then eventually started working on tech brands, made my way to Microsoft, did some ventures in the middle. And then during the 2017 bull run, I decided I wanted to get into crypto. So I put in a lot of effort. Long story short, I ended up as the head of growth, the first head of growth at blockchain.com. I was there for about close to 2 years and was looking to transition over and work at an exchange. And I joined Okaycoin in March or April of 2020.
Very cool, very cool. So for those out there who have not heard of Okaycoin, what makes it unique? and what services do you offer?
So I think a lot of people have heard of Okaycoin, but the perception is, it's this exchange that was founded in China once upon a time ago. What happened with Okaycoin is we recently sort of established it in the United States. So the headquarters is in the United States. It is a global platform exchange. And we serve, a ton of markets where we have licenses to operate. So what differentiates Okaycoin are the following areas. One, I think we're trying our best to make sure that people are not scared coming into crypto because of its complexity. So a lot of the things that we do from a user experience standpoint is very intentional in driving some of the novices out there to hop on board and become investors and become traders and so on and so forth. So UX is, I think, our key sort of differentiator. We'll get into it here in a second. The other piece that we think has been a great opportunity for us to differentiate ourselves is a lot of the compelling protocols and assets typically get listed on global dexes. And what we try to do is we identify these protocols and the teams that are really strong. And what we've been doing is bringing them to the US customer as soon as possible. So the examples are Stacks ecosystem, STX, we were the first and the only exchange to list it in the US and globally. Then AVAX, we became the first exchange to list AVAX and also provide AVAX stacking. And now last week or the week prior, we listed Near. So again, those are the ways in which we're differentiating, clean up the UX, make it really easy for anyone to go in and out of crypto. And then give access to these really compelling protocols that have promising future.
Awesome. So your guys' website says you have the lowest fees around. Do you guys cover the gas fees, or is your fee structure like if you hold a certain amount of coin, you get a percentage off, or how do you guys achieve that?
So there are a number of layers to fees. So there's the trading fees. There are fees related to when you make a deposit. It all varies. So for example, if you connect your bank account, the fees may be different to make a deposit versus say if you use your debit card or if you bring crypto from another platform. So there's varying fees. What we try and do is be as transparent, be as clear with our messaging. So what we don't say is you're paying no fees, but the spreads are really bad. So what we try and do is be as direct and honest about the fees, different layers. We tend to send emails to our customers, so it's a reminder that they know what they're being charged. But mainly where our fees are extremely compelling is for anyone to go in and out of DeFi and not have to pay gas fees related to wallet creation or staking. We remove those altogether.
Awesome.
So does Okaycoin cover those gas fees then, or how does that work? Because I know you still have to pay the miners in some capacity.
Yeah, for now, our bigger mission or sort of vision is bring more and more people into DeFi. So we're eating up the costs with the idea that if we're able to bring more people in, then ultimately we build a really healthy ecosystem on Okaycoin.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So your platform, your Earn platform says, put your crypto to work with staking and DeFi. So are you putting your users' money into DeFi platforms, and which ones?
Yeah, so look, I think a lot of companies out there and platforms are offering Earn. Almost every crypto platform now has Earn, a centralized crypto platform. We are extremely different. We're nothing like others in the market. And here's how. We don't have our own lending desk. We're not taking capital from our customers and investors and then lending it out and earning interest and then giving back a certain portion to our customers. What we do is very different. We have directly integrated into these DeFi protocols. And the value that we create is back to the user experience point I was mentioning. Right now, if you want to go into any of these DeFi protocols, you'll have to go create a wallet or you'll have to go into one of the dexes. Now, we all know, even among our friends, people who are non-crypto natives, for them, that is just impossible to do. It's a very scary and complex process. So what we've done that's super unique is we've integrated into these protocols so you can make a one-click deposit on Okaycoin, get straight into these DeFi protocols and start earning. So we don't set the APYs, the protocols set it, so they do tend to fluctuate. But the value again is that we're not basically taking the capital and deploying it in these lending pools. It is your direct connection into your favorite DeFi protocols.
Interesting. So which protocols are you using? Are you able to say, and do users know which protocol that they're investing in when they do it on OKCoin?
Yeah, so look, it's all transparent. We don't hide anything. Currently you have the most popular staking product right now is Stacks, STX. Yep. The reason why it's so popular is you can easily come in and deposit and get into Stacks staking. But what you earn is BTC rewards, which is really unique. So you don't have to transfer it into BTC, so on and so forth. What you actually get deposited in your account are BTC, is like a denomination of BTC. So that's the most popular protocol we have. Then we have Avalanche, AVAX, we have DOT, we have 2 versions of Compound. You can do it through DAI or USDC, and then 2 versions of Wi-Fi, USDT and DAI. And the interest rates tend to fluctuate depending on which entry point you choose.
Gotcha. So I'm curious about the stacks with Bitcoin rewards. How exactly does that work?
In terms of the rewards itself?
Yeah. So typically when I like stake Ethereum, for example, I'll earn some additional Ethereum as my interest. But how does stacks earn Bitcoin instead?
So it's not an Ethereum-based protocol. So I think that's the first reason why you're able to earn BTC rewards. So they use a lot of the components of BTC, Bitcoin, to ultimately configure that. So it's a very unique DeFi protocol. I think the perception at large is that DeFi people associate with Ethereum, and that's not necessarily 100% the case.
Yeah, I mean Bitcoin is like the first application of DeFi, right?
Yeah, that's right. So I think the reasons why we're pretty bullish on stacks in many ways from a technology standpoint, which is why we decided to list them when they released their 2.0 version late last year, and then we were the first ones, and I think we're currently the only ones to provide staking support. So you can do it through Stacks Wallet, but the difference between doing it on our platform versus Stacks Wallet is that you need a higher amount to be able to stack or enter the protocol. And then, of course, you have the fees associated to it, which we removed.
Very cool. Ryan, do you have a comment?
Yeah, earning interest on stacks. I mean, that sounds really interesting, especially for people already in DeFi. I was going to make that point because like Logan, me, and Brian, we all have our MetaMask and we know how to use DeFi on Ethereum. And it's not hard for us to go into Compound or Yearn Finance and just earn interest ourselves. Like, we're not going to make another account to do that. But for something like Stacks, where we don't necessarily know exactly what to do, like it's honestly just easier to go to OKCoin and earn interest in Bitcoin off Stacks that way.
I mean, I think ultimately, even for people who are crypto natives who know how to use MetaMask and go in and out of DEXs, the question you do ask is, well, why do I even need that? And why would I go out of my way to pay fees when I can actually be on OKCoin Earn and remove the fees, earn more, and it's a much more simpler user experience. And look, if something goes wrong, you also have a customer service support that will help you out. So
that's a good point.
Yeah, that's a good argument. So when I'm trusting my money with an exchange, I always like to know where they're based and what their insurance policies are and their storage policies. So can you run us through those?
Yeah, look, so we are based in the United States. We're regulated by FinCEN and FINRA. And I think what I'll say about customer funds and what have you is the following. We are in the business of helping people generate wealth. Of course, the first fundamental of that is making sure that customer funds are secure. So in any instance, if there is ever in the future, any compromise to customer funds, of course, it's in the best of OKCoin's interest to mitigate that situation as soon as possible. So I think what I would say is we are licensed in the United States. We are regulated. Therefore, we have to keep everything super buttoned up. And I'll say this in summary. I think all the funds are secure. We have our own security protocols on our side that protect customer funds. So I think we feel pretty comfortable with it. And of course, our personal funds are also on it. So I think it's we have all the confidence that people's funds are safe.
Yeah, that's great to see. I usually tell people when they're looking for exchanges, hey, use something that's US based or decentralized. So it's good to see that OKCoin is US based. You said it wasn't always that way. It started in China, but it's now US based.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah, in
cool.
2018, we headquartered in the United States and went on a roadmap to secure all the licenses that we needed to operate in the United States.
Nice.
So I had a question about how users earn interest on some cryptocurrencies on your platform. So correct me if I'm wrong, but you have Polkadot and AVAX, and those two platforms, you're actually able to stake, like to be a validator on their proof of stake network. And then you have Compound and Yearn Finance, which are Ethereum DeFi protocols where you can earn interest in other ways on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, awesome. So are you planning on adding other proof of stake networks? If you could speak on that at all. And if not, I mean, are you considering adding other Ethereum network ways to earn interest on crypto?
Ryan, I'll say this, we're always exploring. What I'm unable to share are any future plans related to listings or listing in our Earn product. But I will say this, that we are continuously evaluating other protocols. We do the evaluation in two different ways. One is we're constantly asking our customer community for their feedback. So if something becomes really popular and there's demand for it, of course, naturally, it makes its way up on the roadmap. The second thing is our teams are also exploring and identifying different protocols that have a unique sort of utility and value proposition for these customers and our ability to work with them. So if all those things align, naturally, we want to add more optionality here on our Earn product.
Very cool. So let's talk about a couple of the ones that you have already added, those being Stacks, AVAX, and Near. Those are the three unique ones that you mentioned earlier. And you also said that you do some vetting beforehand to provide your customers with something that you guys also feel is probably a safer bet than some other things on the market. Could you talk about how that vetting process works and what you guys look for in a project?
Look, we have a pretty robust compliance team and a legal team. Step number one as a regulated exchange is for us to run everything through our compliance department. So they do their due diligence. And once that gets greenlit, then we have a product evaluation and we determine if we can actually integrate it from a product standpoint. So I think those are the two key things that we evaluate through. And that ultimately determines what makes it here on the Earn product.
Gotcha.
Very cool.
Yeah, ultimately, look, it's also about the teams. If we can identify the teams, if we know that they're legitimate, highly skilled teams, then of course that helps. If it's an anonymous team, of course, it's tougher for us to do anything with them.
Most definitely. Are there any like audit platforms that you guys rely on?
We have a number of audit platforms, but I'm not the best person to speak to it. It's mostly folks in our compliance and legal teams.
For sure.
Do you guys have your own crypto token or coin? Or are you guys thinking of building one to use in any way?
No, we don't have one. We are pretty busy with the stuff that we have to do. We think there's a huge opportunity to keep building on this Earn product. We think there's more opportunity around bringing more compelling listings to market. We also think there's a role we want to play in helping people become better investors. So, how do you turn people who are novices, new to investing, and they're intrigued with crypto, to bring them over to the platform, but do so in a way with a sense of responsibility that we can guide them into the right areas. We can teach them how to do dollar cost average. Versus just following something that's really hyped up on social. So I think those are our focus areas right now. We frankly we haven't been discussing anything related to issuing our own token. It hasn't been a point of discussion.
No, that makes sense. There's also there's a whole, is it a security token? Is it a utility token? That little difficult balance you have to do, as well as all the legalese, which I'm sure your team could handle. But I get what you're saying there. It's kind of cool that you're not really trying to focus like how KuCoin has their own token. They want you to hold it. They want you, and same with Binance. You guys are more focused in trying to broaden your audience and get as many people into this space as you want. And you're not trying to profit off that per se, that exact thing, but you're just you're helping people. And I like that a whole lot.
Thank you, Brian. I think for us last year, if you look at Okaycoin, back in March, we were a very traditional trading platform. You would come in and it was all about charting and different order types. Fast forward 12 months, now if you log into Okaycoin, it's a very sort of simplified dashboard experience. It's an experience where you'll continue to see evolution, where it's going to be much easier for you to manage your portfolio, do different allocations across earn or other trades. And then if you wanted to go into a sophisticated trading experience, it's one click away. It's not that you have to log out, log into another platform. You can just seamlessly transition into a sophisticated trading experience. So the product looks a lot different. I can tell you this, what excites us collectively at Okaycoin in San Francisco or our distributed teams is the following. We basically see there's a large world out there that holds stocks, equities and stocks in their portfolio, but they don't have crypto in their portfolio. What we're trying to do is create user experience and tools and services that helps those people, start adding crypto to their portfolio. Our hope is that people can start taking 1 to 5% of their overall investment portfolio and exposing it to the crypto markets. So in order for us to do that, we know we have to be really, we have to take a really simplified approach towards user experience. The language we choose, the way we speak to our customers is not the way we speak in crypto circles. So those are the types of things we're trying to do as a brand and as a community to onboard, the folks who've heard about crypto, have a sense of excitement, but have a little bit of fear or see the complexity and it scares them away.
I think what you guys are doing for DeFi is huge, and I think it's really commendable. If you guys are enjoying this, make sure you let us know and ask a question in the chat for Okaycoin. I'm going to turn to a chat question right now. Ed Miles wants to know, can you use Okaycoin in New York?
We would love for that to be the case one day. I can say this, that it is an active thing that our compliance teams are exploring. We don't have a date yet, but of course, we want New York, and we hope to get it soon.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Very cool. So let's talk about your Learn platform for a second. So this is like an educational section of your website where you can also, can you earn some crypto while you're at it? No. Okay. So what differentiates your Learn platform from other Learn platforms, like say Coinbase, for example?
Yeah, look, I think our Learn platform is, in incubation. So what is going to actually be released in the coming months is going to be the actual representation of our vision. Right now, it's just pointing us to a number of content pieces that help people get educated on investments and what we're doing here at Okaycoin. You would question about whether people will be able to earn. We think that we want to give our customers a number of ways to earn, not just by learning, but also by doing things on the platform. So if they go into earn protocols, we want to reward them. If they go do trading or they hodl, we want to ultimately reward them and give them the ability to earn, not just through learning. So what you might see in the future is our Learn product is going to be a lot more robust in onboarding novices over to crypto and helping them understand some of these basic concepts. And then in that journey, we will open up the earn feature, the rewards feature for all behavior on platform, not just Learn. So, a lot of times we do, we basically do airdrops with other protocols. And those airdrops are tied to product behaviors. So if you come in and you make a deposit and you say, for example, purchase NEAR, we will reward you with some free NEAR as part of that behavior. So it gives you an added incentive to go explore a new network, a new asset. And of course, once you get something as a reward, you're more inclined to go and learn about it. So again, we're exploring a number of different ways to continue to provide rewards to our customers. And also do something different on the Learn side, which you'll see in a few months.
Very cool. So do you have any of those airdrops or free crypto promos going on right now that we could claim?
Yeah, so I think if you're a new customer, there is a reward associated to being a new customer and onboarding. We just ended our phase 1 of the NEAR airdrop. It's very likely that we may open up another phase. So the first phase was to give $20 worth of NEAR to about 5,000 customers. That got claimed pretty fast. So we're going to try and open up another 5,000 in the coming week. In addition to that, we also are something that hasn't been released or announced yet is we are upping our rewards on referrals. So historically, our referral reward was not as appealing. It was like $10 for any person you refer, and the person you refer also get $10 once they complete a deposit. We're upping that amount. So I think I don't want to promise what that amount is going to look like, but it's probably going to look like 5 to 6-fold of where it is today. And that will get released either tomorrow or day after. So if you want to refer people to Okaycoin after joining it, I think just wait for a few days because the reward is going to get 5 times bigger.
Can become very lucrative. Yeah, I'll have to set my account up later on. So your website is okcoin.com. I also see you have an advanced platform. Could you run us through the advantages for using that? And it's probably a little bit less UX focused, but it's good that you have both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, so this is what I was mentioning earlier. The value we're trying to provide is one place for your entire journey as an investor and trader. Whether it's managing your portfolio, adding a little bit of crypto at a time to learn what it's about, or if you're ready and to start staking, an easy entry point into the DeFi world. And thirdly, if you are sophisticated enough, or if you have the appetite to want to go do advanced trading, that platform is right there, a click away within the okcoin.com platform.
Nice.
And the unique thing about our exchange is that you have we have a variety of different order types. I think we have 7 to 8 different order types. That's more than any other exchange out there. So if you're a sophisticated day trader, it's a great platform for you to leverage. So that's how we're differentiating between the 3 different products that we have.
Awesome. Oh, Brian or Ryan, do you have any other questions?
No, I think we can send it to the chat. If the chat has any questions, we can answer those.
Yeah, the Okaycoin's much different from when I first used it. When I first used it, it was very limited in the tokens you guys had and coins you guys had. There wasn't much to do on the US side, like, because of course I was doing it from here. But just going through the website now, I mean, yeah, it's a total 180. I mean, it's much smoother, cleaner, a lot more stuff you guys offer. I'm going to start using a lot more. I didn't really even know that it had all these changes either until we knew you were coming on. So I'm very excited about to see where this will take you guys.
Amazing, Brian. Let us know if you want a referral code. I'm happy to send you mine.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Just wait 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. Exactly. Listen, there is also a new app we released. That new app is in Google and Apple app stores. And
Nice.
it is a much simpler version of Okaycoin. So it's designed in a way that you can easily come in, connect your bank account, start adding crypto to your portfolio. We are soon going to be releasing Earn on the app. I think, don't hold me to it, but I think it's going to be the end of this month. So you'll be able to manage all your Earn allocations and deposits through the mobile app going forward. We also did a rebrand, Brian. I don't know if you noticed, but the brand looked very different 12 months ago than what it looks to be now. And I think the goal is we're just going to try and do some really fun, creative stuff with the brand. We're going to make it look a lot simpler so people are not intimidated, but we also have fun, with the brand and with our community.
That's awesome.
Yeah, very cool. I'm looking forward to the future of Okaycoin. Hyder, it was a pleasure having you on today. If there's anything else that you want to shout out or let us know about, the floor is yours.
No, thank you. Thanks for having me, and hope to chat with you guys again soon.
It was a pleasure.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
I've had something in my throat
Alrighty.
this whole show.
You feeling okay, buddy?
Yeah, I just had something in my throat this whole show since we started. I haven't been able to get it out. It's been bugging me. Sorry, I had to take a drink.
Hey, we're all going to make it. Alrighty. So it is now time for Moon or Bust, your favorite segment where you guys drop coins, cryptocurrency projects into the chat, and we'll pull them up on CoinMarketCap, give them a high-level overview and a Moon or Bust rating. So start spamming, fill the chat with all the coins you're looking at, all the projects you want to learn about, and we will pull them up and give them our thoughts right after the intro, baby. And I love that. It never gets old. All right, I'm pulling up CoinMarketCap right here. I'm going to share my screen. Do you guys see any tickers in the chat that you guys want to talk about? Yes, no, maybe so. Chris says, smash the like. You heard it here first. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the Benzinga Crypto YouTube channel. First link in the description below, so you can stay up to date with all of our crypto content. Okay, NKN, Ed Miles, what's up, homie? You guys know anything about this? Can you get anything going for me while I'm pulling up my screen?
Yeah, I don't really know anything about this one either.
Yeah, I have not heard of it.
Alrighty, well, in that case, we will be giving you guys our initial impressions. So just be warned that this is very far from investment advice. We are just going to show you how we approach looking at new projects, so you can hopefully do the same.
They are on Coinbase.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of like the what ICP and the Cosmos network are. They're in that kind of area, like how Ed said, the internet of blockchains, but internet of things. Like they're a whole kind of infrastructure for internet of things.
Very interesting. A new kind of network. That's what NKN stands for. That's
I like it.
that makes one of us. It's an open source protocol for public blockchain-based peer-to-peer networks.
You can also their SDK is available, and their software development kit is available in JavaScript, Golang, C++, Java, Python, and on iOS or Android. So I guess Kotlin and Swift, which is pretty good. That's pretty cool to see that they've made it to where you can write it in whatever you use, because those are the main blockchain languages that you'd use: JavaScript, Golang, and Java and Python, all those. So that's pretty cool. You can build whatever you want, from a mobile app to a full web app to a desktop. I mean, whatever you're looking for. I like that a whole lot.
Yeah, and I like how they make it easy to develop things on the platform, right? Because at the end of the day, it all comes down to what's developed on the platform and how many users are actually using it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why I'm very excited for our coming up interview, where we'll talk with the Cosmos guys and everything, because they have a whole like plug and play aspect where their SDK is like already built out for you, where you just plug in what you need and it's a full on blockchain. It's really neat. But I think NKN's like pretty much right there with them, just on a different aspect, which is still really, really cool.
Yeah, and while you bring that up, Cosmos Protocol is coming on Moon or Bust on Wednesday. That is 2 days from now. You do not want to miss it. This is the 32nd biggest coin on CoinMarketCap, and by far the largest coin that we've had on the show. Actually, wait, no, am I capping? Is that cap? Is Shiba Inu bigger than Cosmos?
It's in the
Is Shiba
20s,
bigger?
Well, it depends on how you look at it.
That's true.
Right there. Shiba Inu is ahead of Cosmos by 2 positions currently. So that was indeed cap. But Cosmos I think is probably a more legitimate and a more well-developed, bigger team.
Legitimate isn't the word you were looking for. Just for our Shiba Inu people, they're still legitimate. They just do different things. They're 2 different products.
We love you, Shiba Army. I didn't mean to call you illegitimate. I just meant been around on the block for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But back to NKN. Let's finish this up, give it a moon or bust. From a fundamental perspective, it seems like a good project. I mean, they're by no means the only ones trying to do this, but they've been around for a while and they're listed on Coinbase. So I'll give it a moon from the fundamental perspective.
I honestly think that they're going to be, I know we were all about ICP, but I think that these guys are going to be they're 2 different things they're trying to do. But I think that these guys are way more ahead of ICP in terms of what they have going on. And hey, we would love to have someone from the Internet Computer to come on the show and tell me that I'm wrong. I'd be happy to accept that. But I'm going to give it a moon, because I love these kinds of companies. I love these kinds of projects. They are, building the way to just decentralize or make everyone's lives easier down the road. And I think that these have, I don't think there can be too many of them, yet. I think that one point we will have too many, but right now I think if you're in there like swimwear. You're good to go, and I like it.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with both you guys. I see it's been up to $1.20 before, and I think all three of us agree that the bull run's going to keep happening. And I think if the bull run's going to keep happening, we'll probably see new all-time highs for a lot of these altcoins. So, I mean, it's 20 cents right now, not financial advice, but if the bull run keeps happening, that's a 6x return just to make it back up to those all-time highs. So I'm giving it a moon too.
There you go. You heard it here first. Do I have that?
Hey, that's my favorite.
It's a moon. All right. So what other projects do you guys want to talk about today? There's EOS, there's Cody, there's Neo.
Neo's
I've never seen Gala.
Gala?
Yeah, I haven't seen. I don't know that one either.
All right. Liz Taylor wants to hear about Gala. Let's check it out. All right. Gala is the 377th biggest token on CoinMarketCap. It is currently trading for 0.8 of a cent, down 3% today against the US dollar. Has a market cap of $56 million and a circulating supply of 7 billion Gala tokens. It has been on CoinMarketCap since October of last year. It had the price run up around the normal time, same time as the rest of the market in March, and has fallen subsequently since then, along with the market. Let's see. Gala claims to be designed to power the Gala Games ecosystem to support gaming reimagined to benefit creators and players alike. So this is a blockchain gaming play we got here.
Yeah, it's one of those. It looks like there's a bunch of different NFTs. You can get different skins. I'm not really this isn't really my I wouldn't say cup of tea. I just don't know so much about it. I think Ryan knows a lot more about this, like with Axie and all those. I think this is kind of where they're falling in. You can download their web app straight from the website in your browser if you have Brave or Opera, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and it looks like they have some games out too that people are using, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, and blockchain gaming is going to be taking off, and I mean it already has, but it's going to keep going. If they do things right, it'll still. I mean, it's limitless where some of these guys can be. Like Mana is going to explode one day if it stays its trajectory. All these kinds of. There's so much going on.
Yeah, I think these blockchain-based games are truly like a real moon or bust because, I mean, they have the potential to go viral with gaming. And if one game on one of these platforms actually goes viral and we see millions and millions of people start using it, then of course their token's going to shoot up like 100x. So I mean, it's definitely a high-risk, high-reward play. I did notice a couple things on CoinMarketCap, though. One, it's on the Ethereum network, which I like to see. But two, there's only 7 billion of these tokens out with a max supply of 28 billion. That could be a reason why this coin has been trickling down slowly. If people are selling off interest they make by staking. I don't even know like how staking works with Gala. I literally don't know anything about this token. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. But I mean, that's potentially a problem there. If you're interested in investing in this coin, I would definitely look into how they are giving out staking rewards and how they plan to give out the rest of that supply in the future. Because if it's not over the long term, then that could be a problem. So go ahead, Brian.
You buy a license to run a node, and you can buy it in Gala, Ethereum, or BAT. It's pretty dang hefty. It's 5.548 Ethereum to buy one node, and it is. I was just saying, BAT is 20,000 BAT, 20.5 BAT to buy one. But that's how you get how you would get contributions or redistribution rewards for running a node. That's how their staking would work. And you are pretty much I would say you probably get rewarded well. I don't know. It doesn't really give you like what the APY on running one is or what you actually get in return. Well, not from what I can see yet. But since it's so high, I would imagine that you get rewarded pretty quickly. I mean, it has to be substantial for someone to pay that because, I mean, just 5 Ethereum, that's like
and that's
$10.2 thousand.
And that's just a fee to get going, right? It's not like you're actually staking that and then you can get it back later like most other platforms.
Yeah, you're buying a license to
Right.
run the node. So yeah, I mean, that's a little off-putting in my opinion for people wanting to run a node. That you have to be pretty well versed in this. You have to have a lot of backup crypto. But that's also probably a good thing that, you know, that means that people who believe in the project want the project to happen. You know, you're not going to just get anybody running a node for $10,000. I mean, more than almost $15,000 now. So, you know, it's a pro and con kind of thing. I'm not running a node.
So I just want to point out this thing on the website. They have over 8,000 player run nodes powering their ecosystem already. That is pretty shocking to me, and that alone is enough for me to give it a moon from the fundamentals perspective.
Yeah, I would assume that the price goes up with each node as well. So it probably started off low and now it's kind of getting heavy. I mean, yeah, I think I agree with you. I had the same sentiment. I think that it has a lot of potential.
Yeah, I agree. I do think it has a lot of potential, and that 8,000 nodes is a huge amount. I mean, you see Cardano, I think they have maybe around 11,000 to put that in perspective.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's a huge amount to have. But like I said, I'm not going to give it a moon until I see where all those tokens are going, since only 7 billion out of the 28 billion in existence are already out. So I'll have to do more research before I give it a moon.
It's got 1.8 million monthly active users, and $3 million was their most expensive NFT sold.
Wow.
They sold an NFT for $3 million. That's crazy.
That's what their site says, yeah.
Shiloh wants to know, how do you check the node count? They have it displayed on their about page on their website here. Okay, that is it for Gala. So I gave it a moon. Brian gave it a moon. Ryan could not justify it. Thank you for being cautious, protecting our investors out there. But overall, that is a halfway moon. Okay, so I think we should do Axie next. I saw a comment for it earlier. We talked about the game itself, but we did not talk about the token a whole lot. So Ryan, you want to give us an overview while we're talking about blockchain gaming?
Yeah, sure. So Axiomfinity is the governance token for the gaming platform. It's shot up a ton in the recent weeks. From my understanding, it's mostly due to like some new economics in the game. So I think they de-restricted some breeding processes and some other things. So actually playing the game became a lot more lucrative for people like a week or two ago. I don't personally play the game, but it looks very interesting. But in order to play the game, you have to buy 3 NFTs. You have to buy 3 different, what they're called Axies. They're like basically Pokemon creatures. And they're around $150 each. So you're going to be in about $500 to play the game. But once you're in, you can start breeding your Axies, selling those Axies. You can earn small love potions, which you can sell on Uniswap. You can buy land. You can do a bunch of different things, which can be lucrative. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's gone up a ton in the recent weeks. I would have given it a moon. It might be overvalued at this point. It'll be interesting to see where it goes. I mean, I don't think it can keep going parabolic, especially in the bear market we're in right now. But that's not to say that you can't make money off this if the bull run continues in a few months from now.
Yeah, this is one of the only coins I've seen that is currently around its all-time highs. That's kind of nuts.
Yeah, it's about double its all-time highs, actually, almost.
Well, its previous one, yeah, the May peak. So yeah, I don't know if I could recommend investing in this currently, but it definitely will be a good one to get into should the price come down a little bit. Brian, what are you thinking?
I mean, I think it goes with the last thing and how we talked about it on I guess Wednesday or Friday. I think we talked about Friday. Yeah, I mean, the NFT games, blockchain games are just exploding. I really don't think it matters as long as you're in here right now and getting your community involved and getting, lots of holders and lots of people excited about it and playing and interacting with it. I think, I don't see it not being a good, return in the long run. It is near its all-time high, but heck, it's booming and they're exploding. I mean, some of these games are, and once they all go mobile, it's like game over. I mean, a lot of these games have the ability to actually play, and you don't have to have your computer. You can play it on mobile, and that's game changing. I mean, that's revolutionary when it comes to these kinds of projects. So I give it a moon.
Very cool. I'm going to give this one a moon as well.
And something to know, Axie is looking into being on iOS and Android by the end of the year. Mm-hmm. And they're planning on having a free-to-play game where you don't actually have to buy the creatures to play, which I personally think will be really cool. I mean, it could have like 2 different types of games on the platform where people can get into it for free, and then if they like it, they can end up buying it and maybe making some money off of it.
If you want to learn more about Axiomfinity, we made a video on it last week. Right here, you can figure out how to buy Axies and learn some more about the game from a fundamental perspective. Oh wait, this is the how to buy website, but I think the video is on here somewhere. So make sure you go check this out. Benzinga.com/money/how to buy Axiomfinity. You can just look it up like I did. But yeah, that is all we have time for today, unfortunately. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in. Shout out the Moon or Bust mob. We cannot wait to see you back in here on Wednesday, where we'll be talking to the Cosmos protocol. That is going to be a really, really good one. Lots of education. I can't wait to learn from that interview. But yeah, thank you, Ryan and Brian. Great show today. This has been Moon or Bust, your home for all things altcoins and DeFi. As always, I'm Logan Ross. Have a good one.